Breaking news, it just came out moments ago. Hillary Clinton is proposing to scrap the ObamaCare law's Cadillac part of it. Now, it hadn't kicked in yet. This is a big, big deal. She's been speaking out against the so-called Cadillac tax and the health care plan. The move is part of a series of reforms that she's suggesting for the Affordable Care Act. When I think about reforms for Obamacare, scrapping the Cadillac tax isn't one of them. Liz Peek, FiscalTimes.com columnist, joins us now. Ed and Amy are back as well. All right, Liz. Hillary's having a tough time, no doubt about it. This might have been low-hanging fruit for her. She needs the unions to help her out. So it's not necessarily surprising, but it is kind of interesting considering how many Americans don't have Cadillac plans and won't get a break.
Yeah, it's not surprising, but here's bad news for Hillary Clinton. She is not leading on this initiative. Bernie Sanders already came out against the Cadillac tax. Half the Senate, Democrats, have come out against it. It's very unpopular, and mainly it's unpopular with unions, amongst whose members are many of the people who are going to get these high-priced plans. The interesting thing is Hillary's desperate for union endorsements. She hasn't gotten very many. And in fact, many of the major union leaders are talking about basically sitting it out, waiting to see whether Joe Biden comes in the race, for example. So this is a struggle for her. And again, she'll get no traction here. The bigger news story was that she opposed the Keystone Pipeline. That infuriated some unions. So, I mean, she's playing catch up, and I don't think it's going very well.
What do you think, Amy?
I think those are all excellent points, and Hillary's got to do something. And Quinnipiac just had a poll, September 24th, it came out, that her unfavorables among Democratic voters, 55%, with only 2% of Democratic voters undecided, meaning almost all Democrats have an opinion and 55% give her a thumbs down.
Does it boil down to this? I'm holding a book in my hand, guys, okay? I don't know if we can get it on there.
There you go.
Unlikable. Does it just boil down to, see, is it simply unlikable? The problem with Hillary, of course, by Ed Klein. Ed, you have been all over the Clintons for a long time.
I have.
This is going to be a bestseller. We know this already.
Thank you. From your lips to nowhere.
Unlikable. I mean, does it really boil down to the fact that she is just not Bill?
She's not Bill. Exactly. She does not relate. She does not evoke any sense of connection with her constituents. She's defensive. And, you know, in this book, Unlikable, I talk about Bill lining up Steven Spielberg to get acting coaches for Hillary so that she would be more likable.
Oh, worst idea ever.
But it's worse than that for Hillary. In just the past 8 weeks, her support among Democratic women has nosedived 29 points in 8 weeks, and 63% of Democrats, that's nearly 2/3, again, Democrats, her constituents, say that she is untrustworthy.
Ed, a lot of, Liz just talked about Biden coming into the race. One of the stories I heard you tell about her going in recently, Hillary going in recently into the Oval Office and blasting President Obama, like call off the dogs.
Yes, call off the dogs on her email scandal, on her taking foreign donations for the Clinton Foundation, all of which has emanated from Valerie Jarrett in the Oval Office. She's been doing most of this leaking to the press.
But at the end of the meeting, though, President Obama more or less said, this is the bet you've made for yourself.
He said very much those words. He said, you have created this problem for yourself, and there's nothing I can do about it now.
Wow, I tell you what, that is pure greed, and we're seeing it come back. Unlikable.